The time has finally come. Aquaman review, spoiler edition. So if you haven't seen the movie and you don't like people to ruin plots or scenes, please don't continue. If you have and you saw my spoiler-free version and you want to see why I gave what score to what, continue to watch. What's good, everyone? You know what time it is. That guy Ralph, third favorite YouTuber. New video, spoiler Aquaman review. That's right. This one I'm going to get down and dirty. Not that much dirty. Just a little bit. But of why I gave what score to what. Get to go in details and really explain myself. I think the grade I gave it, if you see my spoiler-free version, I did give it a B in my grading system. And in this video, I'm going to explain why. I'm going to break it down one more time and give more explanations. Before I go any further with the review, please be sure you go down below. You like this video. You comment your thoughts on the movie and some things you liked or didn't like. And share with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe. Very important. Ring the bell after you subscribe. Get the content anytime I upload it, you'll know it. Alright, let me stop yammering around. Aquaman has finally hit theaters.
A hero.
Oh man, I'm actually really pumped. I love the movie. I'm going to start my review with saying that. I thought the movie was great. It was everything I hoped for and then some. But overall, great film. And as I said before, my 4 topics that I grade with a live action film are, I should say, not so much live action, but for my theater release movies, I think that's a little better to say, is characters, visuals, story, and flow. May not be in that order, but those are the 4 things that I'm going to grade it. The highest each can get is 5 points. So, for the first on the list, we have visuals. That's right, visuals. For visuals, I gave it a 3.5. 3.5 might sound kind of low from what I've seen other people grade it, but I'm explaining to you why 3.5. The visuals on the movie was great. I thought they were epic. I thought the colors usage was great. It's kind of hard to make a fictional world come to life like Atlantis due to it being kind of underwater. There's so much you can do.
Of Atlantis.
The reason why I gave it 3.5, the first thing that I will say I annoyed the hell out of me was the wigs. Specifically in the beginning of the movie when you see Thomas Curry, when he first finds Queen Atlanta and he brings her out of water and tries to, save her. And his wig is like the illest thing ever. I'm like, yo, what is my man's doing?
My parents were from different worlds. And I was a product of a love that never should have been.
We could unite our worlds one day.
It killed me. It bothered me so much I had to bring it down a couple notches and points. Also, the main thing I didn't like, not even the main thing, I noticed it, but when you first see Orm and Volko talking and trying to get a meeting going where he's trying to become Ocean Master, when they attack the kingdom, or I forgot the name of it, I'm sorry, but when they first staged the attack, some of the movements underwater seemed kind of like, it kind of flickered off, like you could tell it was fake. Also, when the one scene when he's riding a seahorse, you could see tell like right there it was bad. Not bad, but you can see it. It comes and goes. That's why I give it 3.5. Thought it was great. I felt like giving it a 4 would have been too much, just because I've noticed it sprinkled here and there. The effects kind of went in and out. Next thing I'm going to say is characters. For characters, I give it a 4. right? Reason why I gave it a 4. The main thing I didn't like was 2 things. The first one, very simple, was I really loved Amber Heard's Mira. Thought she was great. Thought she was phenomenal. My main issue with her is I felt like I wanted to see her more, and I didn't see her more. There should have been more times for her to shine, like when they're in Italy and the whole like wine scene. I thought that scene was great. So I wanted to see more of that throughout the movie.
Of course it's not working. It's been sitting here collecting dust since before the Sahara was a desert.
Before the Sahara was a desert. Let's just say you do your best thinking when you're not thinking at all. All right, now hold still.
Hey, what are you doing?
We need water. Near the closest source.
Second thing I didn't like, Jason Momoa's Aquaman is very unique, very different from what you're used to. His personality as a person bleeds heavy into the character. Great in some aspects, but there was moments like when he first finds his mom after you think she's dead this whole movie, or when he first like starts passionately talking about his brother. It's stuff like that. I feel like his personality overthrew it so much that you couldn't get that emotional connection.
I'm no leader. I came because I had no choice.
So I had it. That's the only reason why. But other than that, I gotta give praise to damn near the whole cast. Even like Momoa's moments were kind of off, but it wasn't enough to say it was bad. It was just more like a 0.5 here and 0.5 there. That's why it came out to a 4. But Black Manta, I thought was great. The character alone, outside from like the comics, like in the comics and in the animation, has always been a cool character. And the portrayal that he had in the movie was great. He was primary to the main issue, but he wasn't a primary character. He was a pawn, but done correctly. And they led him into perfectly of what you want to see next in part 2.
Who the hell are you?
I'm hoping that you get to see Black Manta cut off Aquaman's hand like the comics did. I am hoping to see that. That'd be epic. Epic as hell. Orm. Another great person. I'm going to take some time to talk about Orm, actually. Patrick Wilson is a great actor. You can tell he really gets into character when he does these roles. And him as Orm, I thought was fantastic. You can see his passion when he speaks about Atlantis, about how his hatred towards the surface world and just all the pollution is starting to get to it. I thought that was great. The fact that he hated his brother but didn't want to hate his brother, I felt that as well. It was just done tremendous.
You were the reason our mother was executed. And I've hated you for it ever since. But I do not want to kill you, Arthur. I'm going to give you one chance. Go home. Do not ever come back to Atlantis.
People are gonna kill me for this saying this. I felt more from Orm than I did from Killmonger. That's right. Not taking away anything from Killmonger. I thought Killmonger was a great villain as well. But Orm gave this presence. Anytime he was in the scene, you felt that man. When he spoke, you knew what he was talking about. He talked with surety and he spoke with demand. He was still heartbroken, and it seemed like he didn't want to do what he did. He didn't want it, but he was forced to. And him sending those warnings by all the trash going back to the land and the ships, I thought was great. It just the comic accuracy that he gave us to, great. Just overall, great performance from Orm. A lot of people may feel otherwise, but he's probably one of my top favorite villains of this year. Probably, he's up there in comic book villains. Shout out to Orm. And I know Black Manta is right behind him. But, shout out to Orm. Moving next to Flo. I'm gonna get the story last. I'm gonna go on the flow. Flow is, I know it sounds weird, but it's pretty much the pacing of the movie, the tones that's used, just this overall how the movie flows while you're watching it. For flow, I gave it a 3.5. 3.5. Main things I didn't like was some of the down moments seemed kind of very down, kind of like died out a little bit. The shirts for the trident kind of stretched out longer than I expected.
We must stop him.
And how do you propose we do that?
By retrieving this.
I already got one of those.
Not like this one, you don't.
Wasn't a major kill because he actually seen some really cool moments in it, but it was just stretched out. And I didn't think it was going to be that stretched out. Also, the tone tends to be a little off. You get this feeling of it needs to be a serious movie, but it's a fun movie, but it's still serious. And maybe it's heartbroken. You get your emotions kind of like you want to laugh, you want to cry, you want to get excited. And the movie is good to have different emotions, but at the pacing that they had it in, you kind of just, I don't know, level out. Like, you don't get to be consistent. It's kind of like vroom, 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 all within the matter of a certain amount of minutes. But that I had to give it a 3.5 just because the flow seemed kind of off. Not in a bad way, just wasn't perfect, and that's fine. It was still better than good. It was okay. I don't know what sounds better. Okay or good. I guess good sounds better. I guess it was good. Last but not least, story. Story of the movie I feel like is crucial to me. That's why I'm leaving this for last. And I'm leaving it for last because the score I give it is a 5. 5 out of 5. Perfect story. Reason why it's perfect is mainly because of the accuracy from the story, the source material. Getting a comic to stick to the source material in this movie is something that you could have a handful of movies that's actually stuck to it. And this one did exactly what it needed to. It was a comic book movie. I appreciate that. It wasn't just a superhero movie. It was a comic book movie. So that alone, I give it a 5. You get to see the love story between his parents. You also see that same love story of their connection replayed by Momoa and Amber Heard when they're in Italy and her trying to get the trident. You see that connection again. There's so many different things going on in the story that made you really get grasped into it. In the beginning, you see Black Manta. His hatred for Aquaman grows when his dad dies. At one point, you want his dad to be saved because you kind of start feeling like, oh shit, his dad's dying. But then you understand, like, well, he didn't want to be saved because if he would have, he would never live the life that he lived. But then you start understanding, like, oh, I can see how that's very conflicting. But then you feel that. Now you have Orm's story. Orm's story with he hates the surface world. He wants to be top dog. Royalty's in his blood. He's perfect. It's just relatable in different aspects. But overall, he loves his city.
The time has come for Atlantis to rise again.
How much he loves that. And how much he wants that to succeed. That's why he's so mad at the surface world. You understand, Mira is all about her people. And she knows how good, but not good, Aquaman is, or Arthur Curry is for Atlantis.
You think you're unworthy to lead because you're of two different worlds. But that is exactly why you are worthy.
Also, the love story wasn't rushed in there. It was just so much going on. You see how much he really wanted to meet his mom. You see the connection that Vocal has with Arthur. It's just so much going on, but it all flows so perfectly. Everything gets explained, so you're not wondering what the hell's going on, or it's just perfect. I had to give it a 5. Overall, out of 20 points, it scored a 16 out of 20. I thought it was a great film. A must see. I actually want to see it again. Great the villains of this movie really set the bar high. I liked how much you get the feel of every other character, but you still enjoy Aquaman. He was not the focus point. He was just... It was a good origin, but not origin. I just thought it was good. One of my favorites of this year. With that being said, I think I'm going to wrap up the video. I'm just going to go in circles on how much I liked it. Aquaman is in theaters, so please go check it out. That was my spoiler review. Please go back and watch spoiler free just to, I don't know, give me a view or something. If you can, just like, comment, share, and subscribe to that guy Ralf, third favorite YouTuber. Alright, good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever you're watching this. Enjoy the rest of your day. Aquaman is in theaters. I'm going to say it again. Please go check it out. Right? Please remember to always rub your nipples. Right? And to laugh, because life is too short. Alright? Adios, mi gente.